Hi vinyl community, this is Mike, PC31, the vinyl policeman, back for a second go. This is in response to Tavis and Jimmy Mac's contest, Animals on Album Covers. And so I've been digging through the collection, trying to find some, and I've come up with 10. Been looking at several other videos on the same subject, and notice on Rob Walker's, he's got 4 terrific ones to kick off with, and so I won't tell you what they are, that'll spoil a surprise, but I recommend going to have a look at that one. I was going to try and ingratiate myself with Tavis to try and win the competition, but I noticed that John Down Under Tonnage has actually already been there with a really loud shirt, and I haven't got a loud shirt loud enough, so I thought I won't even compete. Anyway, 10 to go through. First one is Liverpool band, formed 1978. This is Echo and the Bunnymen. This is a 1981 album. Heaven Up Here, and this has got on the cover lots of seagulls where they're standing in the edge of the sea there. So a really nice cover actually, and it's textured. That's a really good album. Echo and the Bunnymen, Liverpool band. Second one to show you is from another Liverpool person, Paul McCartney, slightly more famous, but Egypt Station. This is one from 2018. I think Paul McCartney, he actually painted this himself. He painted it about 30 years before the album came out in 1988. But as you can see, he's used Egyptian symbols with, say, the antelope with extra long horns and dog, various things. So Egypt Station, Paul McCartney, 2018. My third offering is from a London band. They're not around any longer, but a band called The Sound, one of my favourite bands, and it's from The Lion's Mouth. This is also 1981, and they produced some great albums. This is their second album, and as you can see, lots of, it's a brilliant picture actually, there's lots of lions on the front. My next one has got a wolf on the front. A wolf, and it's Los Lobos from 1984. How Will the Wolf Survive, with the wonderful David Hidalgo on guitar. Always really enjoy hearing his guitar playing. He's absolutely superb. But this is a good album, which I spanned just before. I've just been spinning just before the video. So Los Lobos with the wolf on the front. My next one is Elvis Costello, and it's Blood and Chocolate. And like the Paul McCartney one, this is actually a painting which Elvis Costello actually did himself, and you've got this very peculiar creature. Not sure what it is, but it's definitely more animal than anything else. But from Elvis from 1986, that's his 11th studio album. So the next one, I know this is a band which Rob Walker is also quite passionate about. This is an album called Happy Now from the Gang of Four. And this is an album from 2019. This was the 9th and final album from the Gang of Four, because whilst the band were actually touring this album, they went to China. And unfortunately, the lead guitarist and one of the founding members, Andy Gill, caught COVID, apparently. And he passed away from it in 2020. So as I say, it made it the last Gang of Four album. And they've made some terrific ones. This is the copy I've got, which is also signed, which is good. The reason why I've included it in this particular contest is because you've got a couple of bears on the cover. And you've also got a bird there who's unfortunately deceased. But you've got a couple of teddy bears there. Gang of Four. Next one is from a very famous band, the Rolling Stones. And as you can see with the lion on the front, this is, they wanted it based on Babylonian art. So this is an Assyrian lion on the attack. And this is an album from 1997. So this was the Stones' 21st studio album, produced by Don Was and the Glimmer Twins, Mick and Keith. Bridges to Babylon. I've got a really good poster of this one as well. Apparently the first 1,000 of these which came out, there was kind of a filigree slipcase and the lion was behind it. But this, I haven't got one of those. This is just a standard copy. But yeah, Rolling Stones. Next one is from PJ Harvey, Polly Harvey, who comes from Bridport on the south coast of England. And this is her 9th studio album. This was actually based on when she went to Washington, DC, and she got involved in some of the regeneration projects. She was looking at those. This is called the Hope 6 Demolition Project. Quite an interesting thing about this album is where she actually recorded it, in her recording sessions were open to the public. It was at Somerset House in London. And so literally while everything was being recorded, mixed, the public could watch, basically. But the reason I've included it is because of this, obviously, symbol on the front with these creatures either side, which gets her involved in this competition for Tavis. Right, my last 2 albums are the same band, the wonderful Kinks. So this is the Kinks Chronicles, and the reason I've included this is because you've got the Grenadier the Guardsmen there on horseback. This album was released on Reprise 1972. I think it was only in the US. And this album's kind of very similar to the Beatles' Red and Blue albums in the mid-70s, where it's a compilation which was put together because the Kinks, like a lot of bands in the 60s, used to release 7-inch singles when they often didn't appear, the songs didn't appear on the albums. So this is a compilation of A-sides and B-sides. It's a brilliant double album, actually. And it was released on a record store day in the UK, I think it was last year. So the Kinks Chronicles. And the band apparently didn't get any say at all in what tracks went on it, but it's a really good selection of tracks. And my final contribution for Tavis and Jimmy Mac is the Kinks' Everybody's in Show Business from the early 70s. The reason I've included this is because of the little drawing of the dog there, as you can see in the corner. So that gets in the contest. This is a double album. The first album is a studio one, and the second album is a live set recorded in Carnegie Hall. I think this was 1972. So that's my 10. Hopefully there's some there which are a bit different, and you have a think about, introduce you perhaps some new bands maybe. But there we are. Just before I go, I was looking at various videos before this, and there's just a few hours ago, there's a new contest which has been posted by Richard McCook, and it's all based on threes, and it looks a great contest. So I shall be certainly having a go at that in the next few days. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you did, because I've got some great content coming, got some really good ideas. But anyway, that's for you, Jimmy Mac. Speak to you later, community. Bye.